Mission Alliance ahead of 2024. Massive NDA realignment on cards. From Andhra to Punjab, we get you the inside track. All new NDA to counter opposition unity, BJP's alliance game plan, top focus on 6 p.m. Prime.
Good evening. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime here on India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal, and over the next 1 hour, the big political news break on the NDA coming your way. From what's playing out in Andhra Pradesh, the buzz over Andhra Chief Minister Jagannath Reddy's meeting with Prime Minister Modi, to the BJP's attempts to stitch more alliances in states in the run-up to 2024. We've got you covered with all that and much more. The headlines first. Sharad Pawar faction axes Ajit Pawar, Praful Patel among other rebels. Ajit faction dubs Uncle Sharad's meet illegal. Karnataka speaker in damage control mode after outrage over VIP lane demand for lawmakers. BJP hits out, calls it Congress elitism and VVIP culture. BJP ally AIADMK opposes centre's Uniform Civil Code. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Stalin hits out at centre, says UCC brought as revenge against those opposing the BJP. Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj in damage control mode after urination horror. Day after bulldozer raced down accused's home, Chief Minister Shivraj washes victim's feet. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau fails to condemn repeated Khalistani threats. India lashes out, says Trudeau, legitimizing terror.
Let me make the larger point that the issue is not about freedom of expression, but its misuse for advocating violence, for propagating separatism, and for legitimizing terrorism.
And the countdown officially begins to the launch of Chandrayaan-3. ISRO schedules mega launch for the moon mission for 14th July. And let's begin with the breaking news that's coming in. The official announcement from the ISRO about the launch of Chandrayaan-3, our moon mission. All eyes will be to our skies on July 14th at 2:45 p.m. we're hearing is when the launch is scheduled to take place. ISRO Chief S. Somnath has just confirmed the same. Remember earlier they were giving it a window of July 13th to July 19th. Now they've confirmed it will happen on July 14th.
About the launch of Chandrayaan-3, 14th at 2:35 p.m. is the launch liftoff time, and if the launch takes place on that day, then we will be ready for landing on moon possibly by the last week of August. So that the date is decided by when is the sunrise on moon. We will have to land on the first day of the 15th day slot of the day. Then we will have live for at least 15 days. So this is the date on which we have to land. If everything goes well, then it becomes 23rd of August. Okay, it can be 24th of August also, depending upon the calculations which will happen. But it cannot be 25, 26, because if it gets delayed, then what we will do is we will not land.
Okay, so that is the statement that came in from the ISRO chief confirming the time. The Chandrayaan-3 launch is something everyone's looking forward to, considering Chandrayaan-2 was a partial failure. ISRO will be looking to make amends this time around, where they're looking to, in fact, once again make a successful landing on the surface of the moon. Nagarjun Dwarkanath is joining us with more details on this. Nagarjun, an event, of course, that the whole nation will be looking forward to with our fingers crossed. July 14th is the date that's now been announced by ISRO.
Nation will be looking towards the sky on July 14th, 2:45 p.m. in the afternoon, when ISRO will be launching Chandrayaan-3. I'm extremely excited, as well as you are, that we'll get to see something spectacular in our lifetime. This will be in Sriharikota. The mission will have 3 modules, right? The lunar module, the propulsion module, as well as the rover. On August 23rd or 24th is when this rover will land on the surface of the moon. It will be carrying scientific payloads which will carry out experiments on the lunar surface, as we are told. So just a few days from now, on July 14th or 15th, when the weather permits, but as of now it's July 14th, 2:45 p.m. fixed, that Chandrayaan-3 will take off from Sriharikota using a Mach 3 vehicle, that is a propulsion vehicle that we are using. Mach is the heaviest that we have, and it would take around just over a 30-day period to reach the surface of the moon. And what is crucial is the landing time, right? The sunrise on the moon surface will be crucial, so that enough light will be there, and also the operation time also it's quite critical. That will be the main point, more than the takeoff. It will be the landing time, where we'll all be looking at towards our screen and hoping that ISRO lands the rover right on the moon surface, and it will be a big success.
Very true. And like you said, we're all supremely excited for this event. All our prayers, all our thoughts with the team at ISRO, who've been working so hard on this particular mission. Thanks very much, Nagarjun, for joining us with all of those details. All right, let's move on to the top story in this edition of 6 p.m. Prime. What's brewing in Andhra Pradesh? Yesterday, the Prime Minister's meeting with Andhra Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy has set off tongues wagging. And here on India Today, we got you that news break about how the Andhra Chief Minister is mulling the possibility of preponing the election. Slated to happen in 2024 along with the Lok Sabha elections, could Andhra Pradesh go to polls at the end of this year? Is Jagan following in KCR's footsteps? Let's get you more details on that India Today news break.
Will it be Jagan Mohan Reddy or Chandrababu Naidu for BJP? Andhra CM Jagan Mohan Reddy's sudden visit to Delhi has set off tongues wagging. And on the agenda was a meeting with Prime Minister Modi. Besides questions over whether a possible BJP-YSR-CP alliance was in the works. Sources have told India Today that Jagan has sought Prime Minister Modi's opinion on preponing elections in Andhra to 2023. India Today's newsbreak has sent ripples through the state of Andhra and sparked speculation on whether Jagan was looking to ride on the current political momentum to seal another term. But YSRCP is tight-lipped on the possibility of state elections being moved from 2024 to 2023.
They're supposed to give a special status for Andhra Pradesh, and also along with this special status, they have to give the special package for the backward districts in Andhra Pradesh, like Bundelkhand. So we are hoping that Centre and PM Narendra Modi ji will sanction all these pending payments and organizations and institutions and payment, whatever the pending promises they made.
But why will Jagan mull preponing the elections in the state? How could he benefit? Seeing the national opposition unity attempts, Jagan may be counting on giving no time to the likes of TDP to form alliances. He could also be hoping to ride the current political momentum in Andhra and also may be taking lessons from neighbouring Telangana, where CM KCR preponed polls in 2018. If this does happen, pressure will mount on TDP to seal the deal with BJP. something that's reportedly hit one hurdle after another. Sources have told India Today that BJP's alliance talks with TDP haven't progressed, reportedly because Naidu's unhappy with BJP's closeness to Jagan. But the party has for now countered all talks of a BJP-YSRCP alliance.
We don't find any possibility where Jagan Reddy will either be inducted into the NDA or the BJP aligning with Jagan Reddy for the next forthcoming elections. In one scenario, we can say that Jagan Reddy is kind of a most untouchable person in Indian politics today because he is the most corrupt politician.
With the BJP eyeing more allies to join the NDA ahead of 2024, speculation is peaking on who could join the alliance. Will it be Naidu's TDP or Jagan's YSRCP? With Abdul Bashir in Hyderabad and Himanshu Mishra in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
And joining us here on India Today is our National Affairs Editor Rahul Srivastava. We also have with us Abdul Bashir, who's joining us from Hyderabad. Abdul, if I can come across to you first on the newsbreak that you got to us yesterday about Jagan Mohan Reddy contemplating actually preponing the election. What's that about? Why is he actually considering this move? Is it going to actually happen?
See, considering the previous performance of YSRCP in the previous elections that have bagged more than 150 seats, among 175 seats. Now, YS Jagan Mohan Reddy is pretty confident that he's going to bag all the 175 assembly seats in the election. So this has been making rounds that YS Jagan Mohan Reddy can call for early polls, and there are speculations that he will contemplating a dissolution of the assembly, Andhra assembly, and the alliance that we are speaking about, the alliance with the BJP NDA. Where YSRCP had time and again been supporting BJP in all the bills that have been passed in the parliament and other issues. Now YSRCP recent visit of JP Nadda to Andhra Pradesh and attacking YSRCP had made confusion among the party, and now YSRCP's chief Jagan Mohan Reddy had visited yesterday, where he had spoke about the funds, and also they had been, sources had informed that YS Jagan Mohan Reddy had been consulting Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Union Home Minister Amit Shah regarding, preponing the elections in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Now it is to be seen, will, Jagan Mohan Reddy, dissolve the assembly and go for early elections with Telangana and the 4 other states that is said to be held in 4 months from now, or
it could happen in 2023, as Abdul said. At the same time, the Telangana goes to polls. I want to bring in Rahul Srivastava also on this. Rahul, focusing on this particular aspect, I also want to focus on the BJP-TDP alliance and what's happening there. But before that, this preponing alliance talk, why do you think Jagan is actually contemplating this move? Do you think he's taking a leaf out of KCR's book, out of what KCR did previously?
Akshita, if you prepone the elections, you give the opposition lesser time. Anybody who does it, since everybody would be guessing, a lot of things on the ground don't work out. And if you go for early elections, you're giving your opponents less preparatory time. But if it becomes very well known that it's going to happen, then of course the picture changes. But also, perhaps the idea is not having early polls. The idea could well be having assembly and state elections separately. That could well be the issue in which Mr. Jagan Mohan Reddy, if you look at the outcomes of the assembly elections in Andhra Pradesh, last time around he walked away with 151 seats. But what is significant is 49.5% vote share as far as Andhra Pradesh is concerned. Whereas Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, the TDP, won only 23 seats and 39.1% vote. Whereas in the Lok Sabha, the picture was different. YSRCP swept 22 odd seats and the TDP got 3. So it is perhaps to ensure that there is no impact of one on the other. In a state, you usually have a lot of issues. Also, it gives you opportunity to swing alliances. That if you are fighting assembly and state together, then you can't have strategic alliances. But if you're fighting them separately, then you can definitely have alliances, or somebody else can have an alliance. Because right now, I think the picture in Andhra Pradesh, as far as the 3 key players are concerned, is extremely muddy. TDP, YSRCP, and the BJP.
Speaking of alliances, what's happening with the BJP-TDP alliance? There's been a lot of talk, a lot of murmurs about that, but it doesn't seem to be going through for some reason. It looks like it's almost hit a roadblock. Is that really the case?
Yes, I think definitely. One is that in this current BJP, it's very difficult to really know what happens. But in July early, there was a meeting between Chandrababu Naidu. He arrived at Amit Shah's house. Amit Shah called up Mr. JP Nadda. He also came in. And from then were born the news about the buzz about the TDP and the BJP tie-up. But I think little over a month later, it seems that there are trouble. Now, there are certain national leaders of the TDP and the BJP who seem to be in favor of an alliance because they think that both stand to benefit if there is an alliance. Otherwise, the BJP hardly has any presence. BJP contested 25 seats in Lok Sabha, and the vote share was 0.96%. So BJP is not a great player. It does want to make inroads through alliances. But the problem here is that the state level leaders of the BJP are objecting to alliance. They say that let's grow alone because TDP is a very unreliable player. And that's true. He has been switching sides. The
Very
second
true.
very important factor is that Jagan Mohan Reddy is a very steady ally for the BJP in Rajya Sabha, where the BJP needs the numbers. Now, in that scenario, say, for example, the Delhi ordinance, the BJP needs the support of YSRCP when it comes to that ordinance to beat Arvind Kejriwal's intent.
Yeah.
In that, will the BJP tie up? And in the last few days, the BJP has cleared funds for Andhra Pradesh, debts have been cleared by banks, loans are
Correct.
being cleared. In that scenario, the TDP is now feeling that the BJP is riding two boats in Andhra Pradesh. It wants to play with YSRCP as well as the TP. And that is why I think there is now a great amount of problem for the TDP to justify it to the cadres. And then the BJP leaders are saying that the hearts of the national leaders can meet, but the cadres' hearts will not.
Interesting play here. Let's see how it really pans out. But you're right in saying that the BJP is kind of trying to keep both camps happy, TDP and YSRCP. Any formal alliance with TDP will mean that they have a bit of a problem with YSRCP and they need those numbers on their side. There's also the factor of Purandeshwari being named now as the Andhra BJP chief, the sister-in-law of Chandrababu Naidu. And we all know the bad blood between the NTR clan and Chandrababu Naidu right now. So we'll see what really plays out in Andhra Pradesh in the coming days and weeks. I'm slipping into a very short break here on 6 p.m. Prime. Coming up on the other side, we're going to be getting you all the latest reactions coming in on Uniform Civil Code. The debate refuses to die down. Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has stepped in. BJP's ally in Tamil Nadu, AIADMK, is also now opposing UCC. What do they have to say? We'll tell you in just a bit.
I was just having a conversation with a very old-timer fund manager, mutual fund manager, and he said that the macro story for India is great, but valuations are still not compelling and not challenging, and quite challenging. Would you agree with that, or would you say that it's a good entry point for India now?
Yeah, thank you, Dan. Thanks for having me here. Yeah, you actually are absolutely right. I would kind of echo the sentiments. I do believe that the macro story is looking very compelling for sure. Quite confident about 15% plus earnings growth, which is like one of the highest that we've seen, that we will be seeing in any of the major markets globally. So yeah, all that is looking quite well. But yeah, but valuations is definitely sticking out. When the markets corrected earlier in February or so, when the Nifty was at around 17,000, it was looking pretty interesting, but the markets have moved up pretty quickly, up about 10% or so from there. And yes, many stocks and sectors are looking expensive at this point in time. Yeah.
There is a fear in certain quarters in the market that during the course of this year, we'll get another spike in volatility. And you may even get the market back to the kind of levels which you found interesting. Do you expect something like that? I know it cannot be predicted, events cannot be predicted, but is it a likelihood in your eyes?
I think the event that will probably create volatility in the Indian markets will probably have to be a global event or an international event. I do not foresee too many negative or let's say big negative events for the Indian markets, which will be domestically caused. My sense is that you will probably see, or you could probably see some volatility created by either some unexpected change, say in the Fed policy, or some other kind of dislocation that might happen in the capital markets globally, or something like that. But as far as the developments domestically go, to me it looks unlikely.
Traveling from different parts.
Armed with facts,
Looking at political back.
she takes the news by its horns.
Do you think the future of these students are not hampered?
Fierce, bold and direct, setting the tone for the biggest stories. From every corner and every angle. Expect nothing but the unfiltered truth.
News first, niceties later. Watch me, Nabila Jamal, on India Today.
Welcome back. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime. Let's take a look at how the BJP is preparing for 2024. With what's happened in Maharashtra, the stage is set now for the party to get more like-minded parties to join them, particularly in Punjab, where there's a lot of talk that the Shiromani Akali Dal could just be back in the NDA fold. Let's get you all the details in our next report.
It started as a mission to unite the opposition against Narendra Modi ahead of 2024. A mission that has been jolted by a Mahaquake. After the NCP split, it is the NDA that seems more united than the opposition.
देश के विकास के लिए बहुत सारे राजनीतिक दल एनडीए का हिस्सा बनना चाहते हैं और एनसीपी ने उसकी शुरुआत की है। मुझे पूर्ण विश्वास है एनसीपी का एनडीए में आना और महाराष्ट्र की सरकार का हिस्सा बनना, जहां एक और महाराष्ट्र में विकास को नई गति देगा, वहीं पर 2024 की दृष्टि से भी इन दलों का साथ में जुड़ना और कई और दलों का भारत के विकास के लिए एक मजबूत, निरंतर और स्थिर सरकार भारत के हित में देखते हैं, तो लोगों का जुड़ना स्वाभाविक है।
In Uttar Pradesh, Suheldev Bharatiya Samaj Party President Om Prakash Rajbhar, who won on an SP seat last year, is set to return to the BJP.
अरे अभी 27 में चुनाव होगा महाराज, विधानसभा का चुनाव 27 में होगा, लोकसभा का चुनाव आ रहा है, तो हमारी कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी पड़ती है बलिया में, तो बलिया लड़ लेवे के चाहिए जाके ना। नहीं, रास्ता तो सबके लिए खुला, दरवाजा देखना कहाँ बंद है, खुला रहना, जाए जे आवे जा। हमारे यहाँ दरवाजा सबके लिए खुला रहता है, आइए जाइए बात करिए, कोई दिक्कत नहीं।
A realignment is on the cards in Punjab too. Sources tell India Today that the Akali Dal may also return to the NDA fold. This will happen as soon as the party gets a seat share assurance from the BJP. A reunion before Lok Sabha can pay dividends for both. The Prime Minister paid homage to late Prakash Badal in April this year. And last month, at a rally in Chandigarh, Defence Minister referred to the Akali-BJP relationship.
आज जब मैं यहां पर खड़ा हूं तो सचमुच मुझे प्रकाश सिंह बादल जी की याद आती है। लंबे समय से बहुत ही पुराना रिश्ता रहा है बहनों भाई। किंचित कारणों से वो हमारे एनडीए में भी अब उनकी पार्टी नहीं है, लेकिन मैं कहना चाहता हूं हम एनडीए में जिन लोगों को लाते हैं उनका भरपूर सम्मान करते हैं।
In the south too, BJP leader B.S. Yediyurappa declared the JDS will back them on key issues.
Whatever Kumaraswamy is telling is the truth, and I am going to support Kumaraswamy's statement. And Kumaraswamy and we together will fight in future.
This a day after Kumaraswamy had predicted an Ajit Pawar-like coup in Karnataka.
2018, 19. Anybody dreamt that my government will go collapse? Same thing in Madhya Pradesh. Same thing in Maharashtra is going on. Here also, Ajit Pawar type of person may emerge in future days. For that, actually, we have to wait and watch.
The united opposition is already divided, with several parties not seeing eye to eye on key issues and battling each other in several states. Is this advantage NDA then? Bureau Report, India Today.
So who are the parties that the BJP is eyeing right now? Some of them are done deals, some they're still talking with. In Maharashtra, of course, with all that's happened in the last few days, they've now got allies in Eknath Shinde as well as in Ajit Pawar, a faction of the NCP at least. What about in a state like Karnataka? Well, the H.D. Kumaraswamy and in fact the BJP, that's the JDS and the BJP, have been essentially flirting with each other, putting out very public statements saying we're looking to work with each other. Will that happen in 2024 is the question. In Andhra Pradesh, as we told you some time ago, there have been talks between the BJP and the TDP, but that seems to have hit a roadblock as of now. We'll have to see if it progresses going forward. In Tamil Nadu, there is a tie-up with, in fact, the AIADMK, but remember that EPS has said that they do not back UCC. Is that going to be a hurdle? We'll have to wait and watch. In Bihar, two parties, the Hindustani Avam Morcha as well as the LJP with the BJP. There could be more parties because of all of the talk of defections as well as other parties ditching the JDU, RJD combined. Then you have Punjab, where there is a lot of talk of the Shiromani Akali Dal returning to the NDA fold. There are talks reportedly happening right now, and this is, in all likelihood, going to happen. Let's take a look at the other states as well. In Haryana, the Jananayak Janata Party, Dushyant Chautala's party, could also be joining hands. And besides that, let's also talk about Uttar Pradesh, where there are two parties right now where there's endless speculation over. SBSP as well as RLD. RLD, of course, has said so far there's no question of us joining hands with the BJP, but there's a lot of talk about the SBSP actually becoming a part of the NDA. Let's in fact talk now and switch focus to what's happening on the Uniform Civil Code, because while the BJP is stitching its alliance, the NDA in 2024, the biggest worry and concern is that many of their allies also are opposing UCC, and will that turn out to be a sticking point? Will that turn out to be a problem in the alliance? The AIADMK, for example, has made it clear that they stick to their stand of opposing Uniform Civil Code. In Tamil Nadu, this issue has become a big talking point, with MK Stalin once again reiterating that they're dead against, the DMK is dead against Uniform Civil Code being implemented.
आजकल हम देख रहे हैं कि यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड के नाम पर ऐसे लोगों को भड़काने का काम हो रहा है। आप मुझे बताइए, एक घर में परिवार के एक सदस्य के लिए एक कानून हो, परिवार के दूसरे सदस्य के लिए दूसरा कानून हो, तो क्या वो घर चल पाएगा? क्या कभी भी चल पाएगा क्या?
Ever since Prime Minister Modi has made his big UCC pitch, politics over it has only snowballed. With opposition already divided over implementation of Uniform Civil Code, Latest to dissent is BJP's own ally, AIADMK.
ஏற்கனவே 2019 நாடாளுமன்ற தேர்தலில் எங்களுடைய அனைத்து இந்திய அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகத்தினுடைய தேர்தல் அறிக்கையில படிச்சு பாருங்க, அதுல தெளிவா கொடுத்திருக்கிறோம்.
Tamil Nadu CM lashed out at the centre, calling UCC proposal yet another example of his dictator rule.
மதத்தை, சனாதனத்தை இன்றைக்கு மக்களிடத்திலே திணித்து ஒரு சர்வாதிகார ஆட்சியை இன்றைக்கு அவர்கள் நடத்தி கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள். அந்த பொது சிவில் சட்டம் என்பது நாட்டிலே ஏற்கனவே சிவில் சட்டம், கிரிமினல் சட்டம் என்ற சட்டங்கள் இருக்கிறது.
BJP, however, calls Uniform Civil Code Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas.
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने सभी का आह्वान किया है और हम सब भी चाहते हैं लागू हो और सबका साथ सबका विकास सबके विश्वास के साथ लागू हो और इसमें कहीं कोई मानसिक रूप से अपने आप को दिक्कत में न समझे, हम सबको साथ लेकर के चलेंगे.
The All India Muslim Personal Law Board has been relentlessly opposing UCC since the day it gathered steam, claiming that the Muslim personal law was an inalienable part of Muslim identity and Muslims would never lose their identity.
ऑलरेडी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ने हर हिंदुस्तानी को रिलीजियस फ्रीडम एज अ फंडामेंटल राइट गारंटी किया है, तो वो राइट हर हिंदुस्तानी के पास बरकरार रखना चाहिए. उसको छीनने का किसी को हक और इख्तियार नहीं है.
An unofficial group of senior ministers has been formed that will deliberate upon the various issues related to UCC. This group will be chaired by Union Minister Kiran Rijiju. Battle lines drawn over UCC amid speculations that the Modi government is readying to table the One Nation, One Law bill in the monsoon session. Bureau Report, India Today.
And with that report, I'm slipping into a short break here on 6 p.m. Prime. On the other side, we get you our monsoon tracker with the focus particularly on Kerala. The red alert has now been downgraded, but the heavy downpour in the last few days has resulted in homes being completely inundated. Shivimul's reports coming your way in just a bit.
Tell us how you feel and the few reasons that came into your mind to shift this most important futures instrument from Singapore to India.
Any IFSC, the fulcrum always is a stock exchange where a lot of trading happens, and that's what India's main asset class, which is an index. Nifty index is the largest traded index in the world, and it also is the largest traded instruments in the world today. Some portion of it for offshore part was getting traded in SGX, that is Singapore Exchange, for over 20 years now, and that's where it was decided between two exchanges and two governments in around 2017-18 that the orders being placed on Singapore Exchange would come to the gift city, and they will be matched here along with the orders coming out of gift city itself. And that's where the project started in around 2017-18, and today it has culminated into complete transfer of all the orders coming out of Singapore from wherever in the world. When people place orders on Nifty index onto Singapore Exchange, they get transferred onto gift city transparently without even the user coming to know of it, and they get matched against the orders coming from gift city or other orders from SGX itself. And that is a first time in the world collaboration between two countries trying to compete but also collaborate, and the settlement will continue to take place with the Singapore customers as if they are trading in Singapore, but actually the trading is happening in gift cities.
How, according to you, will traders in India, this is an increasing demographic profile, we've seen young people come into trading, and all of us without fail start our day in the morning by looking at the SGX Nifty quote, which gives an indicator of how the Indian markets open. About 21 hours will be available for Indian traders to hedge their positions after the main markets close at 3:30 p.m. Apart from that, what all will change for Indian traders since SGX now starts trading out of Ahmedabad and not Singapore? Let's take it for traders first.
Traders who are trading in India usually would not be coming into the GIFT City because GIFT IFSC is actually an offshore jurisdiction as far as India is concerned. It trades in dollars, and normal Indian entities are not allowed to trade here except when they transfer using a liberalized remittance scheme of RBI up to $250,000 per year. So in a way, this is for the high-end traders or high-end investors across the world who have interest in the Indian markets. But naturally that flow which is available to trade on the GIFT Nifty would also somewhere through other means when the FPIs have the registration in both Singapore as well as the domestic Indian markets, then they may be able to arbitrage between the two markets, and that's where the Indian markets will also become more deeper. But the other side, there are around 60 brokers of Indian origin who have now set up shops in GIFT City, which is actually a separate jurisdiction, and 40 more are in pipeline. So those people will be getting their customers from across the world to come here and place more orders, and that's where I believe it's going to be a more intense competition for liquidity, and also it will create a much larger pool of liquidity into the GIFT IFSC.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Every year this time around during the monsoon, several states struggling to cope with the situation, including Kerala now, where a red alert was issued by the Met Department for several districts. Let's round up for you all the images currently coming in. The monsoon has started finally gaining strength in Kerala, but along with it, endless woes for residents. Many districts in the state has received intense heavy rainfall. Waterlogging was witnessed particularly in Alappuzha district, where people are seen struggling to commute through inundated streets. These are images that we're showing you from Una district in Himachal Pradesh, where a flash flood was seen, in fact, pushing vehicles aside. The region has received heavy rainfall, leading to inundated roads and flooded homes in some villages. These are images that we're getting to you from Ernakulam, where people living in coastal areas and low-lying areas were seen bearing the brunt of the extreme monsoon. A government hospital in Bihar was completely flooded, leaving patients at the risk of infection. Rainwater entered the emergency ward of the DMCH government hospital. This is the largest hospital in North Bihar. Heavy rains were also reported in the national capital region. Waterlogging was reported in several parts of Delhi, Noida and Ghaziabad. There's a yellow alert currently from the Met Department. Let's focus on the situation, particularly the state of Kerala, because since Tuesday night, it's been raining literally cats and dogs across the state in several districts, particularly in central and northern parts of Kerala. Right now, the Met Department, fortunately, has downgraded the red alert. In some parts, it's orange alert. In some parts, it's a yellow alert. But the rains for the last few days has left behind, as always, inundation in several parts, leading to rescue workers also pulling out people from low-lying areas. Here's a report by Shibimol.
Uprooted trees, inundated streets and flooded houses. These are images of monsoon mayhem in Kerala. Incessant rainfall across the state since the night of July 4th has caused flash floods in several parts of the state.
Right now the situation, of course, the rain has been little low since today morning, but in the last few days the monsoon was gaining a lot of strength and was raining heavily in many parts of the state. Today the red alert has been withdrawn, and right now the state authorities, the government is saying that we are not going into a flood-like situation like 2018 or 2019 because in the next few days there will be, the rainfall will be low, the rainfall will weaken is what the rains will weaken is what the IMD has predicted. But right now many places, especially in central Kerala, are experiencing waterlogging, and you can see here we are in Ambalappuzha. This is a very important road that connects between Ambalappuzha and Alappuzha and Pathanamthitta, and the entire road is filled with water. The houses on both the sides are also filled with water. People, the commuters, are actually finding it very difficult to move from one location to another. The house is filled with water. You can see in the visuals here all the things have been put on top or kept on top of this bed here because the entire house, the rooms, the hall, everything is filled with water. Even in the kitchen, the entire room has been vacated, and all the things have been shifted to this side, the important things. And ചേച്ചി ഇവിടെ വെള്ളം എല്ലാ കൊല്ലവും കയറുന്നതാണോ?
എല്ലാ കൊല്ലവും കയറുന്നത്. ഞങ്ങൾ ഇവിടെ ആദ്യമായിട്ടാണ് വാടകയ്ക്ക് താമസിക്കുന്നത്. കൊച്ചു കുഞ്ഞുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഞങ്ങളെ അവിടെ രാത്രിയിൽ അപ്പുറത്തോട്ടാക്കി. പ്രസവിച്ച് 10 ദിവസമായുള്ളൂ. രാവിലെ ആഹാരമൊക്കെ വെക്കാൻ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു.
People are forced to use boats as a means to commute in Pathanamthitta after heavy waterlogging. The government has issued a warning asking people to stay alert and avoid venturing into the sea.
Both the sides, you can see houses waterlogged, and people using boat services to commute. Both the sides, the houses are filled with water, and people have moved out of this place to camps and nearby other locations as part of their safety. Now, what the government, this time around, the monsoon has been delayed in Kerala, and also there's been a deficit in rainfall that the state received this time around. 67% deficit in the rainfall that the state received. But since the last 2 days, the monsoon has gained strength, and a lot of heavy rainfall has lashed parts of Kerala.
Rain alert is in place for many states, including the national capital. Heavy rains led to waterlogging in parts of Delhi NCR on Thursday. The Met Department has predicted heavy to very heavy rainfall in Gujarat and light to moderate rainfall in UP, Rajasthan, Haryana and Himachal Pradesh for the next 5 days. With Shibimol KG, Bureau Report, India Today.
And with that, I'm slipping into a short break here on India Today. Coming up on the other side, we're going to be talking about Threads. I'm referring to the app that's a direct rival to Twitter. We'll get you more details, so on that in just a bit.
So So that was Federal Reserve Chairperson Jerome Powell talking about further rate hikes will be appropriate going forward from here. But now joining in to discuss what can one expect on gold prices going forward. With me I have Sugandha Sachdeva, Executive Director and Chief Strategist at Acme Investment Advisors, joining right in. Welcome Sugandha, and so glad to have you on India Today with us. First up, gold prices really hit 3-month low on the MCX after US Fed decision last night. Do share with us, first of all, how do the gold prices really get impacted with the US Fed's move on the rates, and what does the current pause really mean for the prices going forward?
Yeah, hi, good evening, Sakshi. It's a pleasure to be a part of your show. In terms of the gold prices, we have seen that prices have inched lower after the Fed's decision to pause interest rates after almost 10 consecutive rate hikes. But yes, it's a hawkish stance which the Fed has maintained, even though the market was expecting that Fed would actually pause its year-long tightening spree. But then Fed has already hinted that they are likely to hike interest rates 2 more times this year. So now they're expecting the terminal rate to be around 5.6% this year, which is currently around 5.1%. So this is certainly negative for gold prices because rise in interest rates increases the opportunity cost of holding gold, because gold is a non-interest yielding asset. So that is the reason we have seen some pressure coming in on gold prices. Apart from that, we have also seen that the Indian rupee has also been strengthening. So that has actually accentuated the pressure that we have seen on domestic gold prices.
Okay.
In terms of other key levels also, gold prices have reached the crucial support of $19.35 per ounce mark, which was acting as a very strong support area for a long time now. Since prices have pierced that level, the trajectory has been slightly lower only, but then the broader outlook I still feel is very positive because pause is certainly there after 10 consecutive rate hikes. So that is likely to give some breather to gold prices going forward. And I think the shifting expectations regarding the rate hike going forward also will continue to dictate the direction of gold prices.
Right. So Sugandha, you did say that, the softening of prices could perhaps continue. Gold has already rallied quite sharply this year. It has also reached all-time high levels in India as well. What is your outlook on the gold prices for the rest of the calendar year? Are they likely to remain elevated at the current levels or cool off substantially, both internationally and domestically?
I think Sakshi, prices are in an uptrend, and I think this uptrend is likely to persist at least for this year and next year as well, probably. But this year looks very promising, and gold is likely to remain the favored asset this year. So we have a lot of concerns about a global economic slowdown, which is likely to be engineered by these high interest rates. And we are also in a high inflationary environment. So that is another trigger which is likely to support gold prices. Apart from that, after 9 consecutive months of outflows from gold ETFs, for last 3 months, we have seen inflows coming back into gold ETFs globally. And that has been majorly led by American funds. Another major reason which has been supporting gold prices is continued buying spree by central banks. In fact, last year, central banks bought a record 1,130 tons of gold. And this year also, this trend is continuing. In the first quarter of this year, we've seen gold purchases of almost 228 tons.
All right. Thanks a lot, Sugandha, for giving us all those insights on what to expect as far as gold prices and the outlook on gold is concerned going forward, and whether these dips could be an opportunity for investors to buy into the yellow metal.
Quality today. In Delhi, 25. In Mumbai, 34. In Kolkata, 23. In Bangalore, 35. In Chennai, 46. In Hyderabad, 65.
As Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg are all set to get into a cage fight, they're also fighting it out in the digital space. And that's because Threads has been launched by Facebook and Instagram to take on Twitter. So how different is Threads and what's the response been like? We tell you in our next report.
The much-anticipated battle between tech billionaires Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg has started. Zuckerberg has made the first move by launching a Twitter rival app called Threads. Instagram's text-based conversation app called Threads is now available for download for both Android and Apple users globally. Threads, just like Twitter, will allow users to post threads on the app and reply to others, all of which will be visible on your timeline. Threads also allows text up to 500 characters, links, pictures and videos up to 5 minutes in length. Meta has made it easy for Instagram users to join the new app by linking the two and allowing them to just port over. They do not have to change their handles and will be able to follow the same people as they do on Instagram. After just a couple of hours of the official rollout, Mark Zuckerberg announced on the app that the Threads app has passed 2 million signups in its first 2 hours live in the App Store. After the launch of Threads, Twitter is now surrounded by several rivals, including Jack Dorsey's Blue Sky and Mastodon. This battle is not just about platforms. For many, it's now become a battle of ideologies and money. Just recently, Twitter announced a rate limit restricting how many tweets users can see per day, which has upset many. Such tweaks can push users away from Twitter, making it easy for Zuckerberg's Threads to bring more subscribers on board. Although the rumored physical cage fight between Musk and Zuckerberg is still uncertain, the virtual battle has clearly begun. Bureau Report, India Today.
That's all we have time for in this edition of 6 p.m. Prime. Thanks for tuning in. Coming up on the other side of a very short break is Mission 2024 with Preeti Chaudhary. She's going to be running you through all the latest twists and turns coming in from Maharashtra, as Sharad Pawar has declared that he remains the chief of NCP.
This woman from Kazakhstan has made it her life's mission to help underprivileged children. Anna started an NGO during COVID-19 to educate children in Jaipur who can't afford going to school. Anna's NGO, called Indian Women Impact, has been at it for 3 years now, changing the lives of so many children for the better. Acting as a bridge for children from less privileged families, she offers quality coaching alongside her team of committed teachers.
The children, those who live in Basti, they go to a government school and they come here for study. To get extra knowledge, my parents live in a Basti and they cannot afford expensive course and school for me and my brother and sister. So sir, we come here and study all of those subjects.
Recently, some of the NGO students from disadvantaged backgrounds also performed a French play at the famed National School of Drama in Delhi. Anna and her husband, who is a doctor, use all of their earnings to try to maintain the NGO.
It's been 3 years as we have been running this NGO, Indian Women Impact, and the entire concept is to provide the quality, world-class education to the children from underprivileged backgrounds. And the dream we have is to create the school that can accommodate 5,000 students from such backgrounds, where we can compete with a world-class education. That's the dream.
At this Jaipur-based NGO, students from different backgrounds come together to get an opportunity to achieve all these dreams.
At the NGO, Anna and her group of dedicated teachers try to provide wings to dreams of underprivileged students who earlier had little or no avenues to fulfill their aspirations. Once they come over here, they leave their less than perfect backgrounds behind to get submerged into a world of creativity, of learning and of dreaming big. With camera person Manish Devankur Vadhavan in Jaipur for India Today.
Weather forecast now. Delhi, maximum 36 and minimum 26 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 28 and minimum 24 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 34 and minimum 26 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 25 and minimum 19 degrees. Chennai, maximum 33 and minimum 26 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 29 and minimum 23 degrees.
Why does this happen? Let me tell you the science behind it.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today News Mode.
Pokerbazi, you hold the cards.
Very good evening. You're watching Mission 2024 and we're going to take you through all the tumultuous developments that have taken place over the course of the last 8 to 9 hours in the national capital, where Sharad Pawar was here. He's on his way out after addressing his own national executive, which his nephew Ajit Pawar has said is illegal. All of that coming up. First up, the headlines. Sharad Pawar faction axes Ajit Pawar, Praful Patel amongst all other rebels. Ajit faction dubs Uncle Sharad's meet illegal. Karnataka speaker in damage control mode after outrage over VIP lane demand for lawmakers. BJP hits out, calls Congress elitist. BJP ally AIDMK opposes centre's uniform civil code. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Stalin hits out at centre, says UCC bought as revenge against those opposing the BJP. Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj in damage control mode after urination horror. Day after bulldozer razed accused's home, Chief Minister Shivraj washes victim's feet. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau fails to condemn repeated Khalistani threats. India slams Canada, says Trudeau legitimizing terror.
Let me make the larger point that the issue is not about freedom of expression, but its misuse for advocating violence, for propagating separatism, and for legitimizing terrorism.
Countdown to launch of Chandrayaan 3's moon mission. ISRO schedules mega launch for the 14th of July. All right, viewers, let's get you up to speed with the latest news break that is coming in, and there's another escalation in the Pawar Parivar party fight. The latest coming in, Sharad Pawar states, I am the NCP president. No truth in Ajit Pawar's claims. Will approach EC and rebuild party. Sharad Pawar faction has disqualified, sacked all rebels. Ajit Pawar Tatkare, Praful Patel expelled. Rahul Gandhi now has met Sharad Pawar as well in midst of this ongoing fight for the claim of which is the real NCP, Ajit Pawar faction or the Sharad Pawar faction. Those visuals that are coming to you on your television screen after the National Executive, Sharad Pawar, Supriya Sule meeting Rahul Gandhi. Sitting next to them is Jitendra Awad. He is, of course, by the Sharad Pawar faction designated as the leader of opposition. Lots going down. Sharad Pawar is now leaving for Mumbai again. He says he's going to go to the people. He says he doesn't care about Chief Minister's aspirations or who is Deputy Chief Minister. Wishes Ajit Pawar the best, but makes it very clear that the party, the symbol belongs to him, which is Ajit Pawar. While Ajit Pawar has the numbers where arithmetic is concerned, where the numbers stand at 32. At 32, where the Sharad Pawar faction is concerned, the numbers right now at 14, where at least the assembly, Vidhan Sabha assembly in Maharashtra is concerned. On the national scale, if you look at in terms of the MPs and the MLAs, 5 each, both in Rajya Sabha and in Lok Sabha. Out of the 5 in Rajya Sabha, 1, Praful Patel has gone to the Ajit Pawar faction, 4 still with Sharad Pawar. Lok Sabha 1, Mr. Tatkare, Sunil Tatkare has gone to the Ajit Pawar faction, 4 still with Sharad Pawar. So in that sense, Sharad Pawar has majority, but deeply depleted when it comes down to the numbers in the Vidhan Sabha assembly now. Listen in to all reactions.
आपको मुझे एक बात पता है कि राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस पार्टी का मैं प्रेसिडेंट हूँ। दूसरा किसी ने अपने नाम पर स्टेटमेंट दे दिया, कुछ बात कही, वो बात कह सकते हैं, इसमें कोई इम्पोर्टेंस नहीं, कोई सच्चाई नहीं है। पार्टी को ठेस पहुँचाने का काम कुछ साथियों ने किया, इससे फिर मजबूती से पार्टी को खड़ा करना, आगे ले जाना और अच्छी स्थिति पर लाना, ये मानसिकता हमारे सभी साथियों की थी। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि 2024 में महाराष्ट्र में हुकूमत बदलेगी। आज जिनके हाथ में हुकूमत है उनको लोग दूर करेंगे और जो कुछ अपोजिशन में काम करने वाले हमारे जैसे लोग हैं, इनके खिलाफ जिस तरह के कदम उठाए गए, इसकी कीमत उनको देनी पड़ेगी।
All right, let's take you through the developments with my colleague Sahil Joshi, Mumbai Bureau Chief, joining us right outside Pawar residence, where the National Executive is just about concluded. And Moshmi Singh, because Sharad Pawar also went to meet Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi expressing solidarity with his ally Sharad Pawar. Party now in a sense of deep turmoil. Sahil Joshi, take us through on what was discussed where the National Executive is concerned. Of course, everything been contested and deemed illegal by the Ajit Pawar faction.
Well, this is to assert that Sharad Pawar is still the president, because yesterday Ajit Pawar camp released their press release claiming that on 30th of June, they conducted a meeting in which elected MLAs, many office bearers, the people from the organizations were present, and they passed a resolution saying that the party is not being run by the democratic principles, and that's why it's not even running on the path formed in the constitution of the Nationalist Congress Party, and that is the reason why they are appointing Ajit Pawar as the national president. So obviously there has to be a counter to it, and to reiterate that Sharad Pawar still is the president of the party. Not only that, the party's working committee and extended working committee met today and sacked Praful Patel, Sunil Tatkare and 9 members of Maharashtra Legislative Assembly, including Ajit Pawar, who took oath on Sunday with the BJP Shiv Sena government. Now, interestingly, Sharad Pawar has made it very clear that he knows that the fight is now going to be in the election commission. Right now, the party is saying that they are not going to go approach the court because they believe in the election commission. What we saw in the fight within the Shiv Sena, that the court did not interfere any matter till the time election commission took the decision with respect to symbol and the party and the name of the party. It's very clear now to Sharad Pawar that Ajit Pawar is out to take over the party's name and the symbol the way Eknath Shinde took over Shiv Sena's name and symbol from Uddhav Thackeray, and that is what the fight is going on at this point of time. Another important aspect of this press conference was that Pawar wanted to take this press meeting in Delhi to reiterate that the party's national president is still Sharad Pawar, not Ajit Pawar, the way it happened in Mumbai and suddenly somebody is claiming that this happened. He also made an important claim about if the meeting happened on 30th of June, why the letter to the election commission reached on the 5th of July, to which the Ajit Pawar group is countering, saying that they had sent a letter on 30th June itself. So there is no question of delay of any sort. They have taken all the legal precautions and the fight is going to be till finish. It's very clear now that the fight is there going to be in the election commission, and only after that Sharad Pawar will get down on the road, as he keeps claiming again and again that the people who have gone with the BJP will face the consequences when the polls, they will face the polls in Maharashtra.
But you know that that time gap between when the election commission actually comes back can be very ambiguous because there is no immediate election in order. But Sahil, just coming right back to you, I just want to quickly pull in Maushmi also, who is joining us. And Maushmi, right after his national executive, he went to meet Rahul Gandhi. Visuals of that also coming in. What was discussed? Because of course Rahul Gandhi must be expressing in-person solidarity of Sharad Pawar's party, completely in a mess right now, a vertical split there.
You know, Preeti, 10 Janpath and 6 Janpath are not just a stone throw away, the difference of just 4. But whether 2 and 2 is going to be 4 for the opposition is the big question. And that's one reason that, pictures of Rahul Gandhi, actually, he came in. Rahul Gandhi coming in right here behind me to meet Sharad Pawar was very, very symbolic, because there is a meeting of the opposition on the cards on the 17th and 18th in Bengaluru. And the big question now is whether the opposition is really a weakened opposition, whether Sharad Pawar will be able to make it, who was considered the Chanakya of the entire opposition unity. And there you are, minutes after Sharad Pawar concluded that entire presser, Rahul Gandhi just came here to meet Sharad Pawar for a 10-minute chat they had. Surely he would have said that the Congress is backing Sharad Pawar to the hilt, even as, it's interesting that how the politics is playing out in Delhi and in the state of Maharashtra with, very scathing remarks coming from Prithviraj Chavan on Pawar's ambition and his partiality to Supriya Sule. So all those factors are playing out, but besides that, Pawar also responded to opposition unity, mentioning the Congress, mentioning the Uddhav Sena, saying that we are going to win finally. So thereby underlining the fact that he is, still forced to reckon with, not only in the opposition but against the BJP.
All right, Sahil, pulling you in for one final question. Like you said, that Sharad Pawar wants the EC to make clear on which side who gets the symbol, who gets the party, and then he's going to take to the people and, go amongst the people. But that can take any amount of time. Fastest, I would reckon, it's happened in the case of the Shiv Sena, where it was given to Eknath Shinde. You have other political parties like the LJP, they've still been fighting for that symbol. The symbol is frozen, so, is the party. But having said that, what can be expected now? What's the next course of action?
Well, right now the Maharashtra Assembly session will begin in the second week of July, and in that session we will see some flares inside the assembly, because the speaker, it looks like, will ask the NCP section to sit in the treasury benches, and I think that the people who are with Sharad Pawar are going to oppose it. NCP is also going to lose the leader of opposition's positions because the speaker will have to take a call about who is going to be the leader of opposition. That is also going to be very crucial because once NCP gives up on the leader of opposition position, that also becomes very clear that they don't have the numbers. I mean, Sharad Pawar fraction doesn't have the numbers. Most importantly, now what we will have to wait and see is that whether this opposition bloc remains together. Because, one of the resolution in today's meeting was that Sharad Pawar has made it very clear that they are going to remain with the opposition unity and they are going to continue to fight the war against the BJP and the NDA in Maharashtra as well as during the Lok Sabha elections. But whether the opposition partners are there with him. Today's, as Maushmi was mentioning, Rahul Gandhi is coming to express the solidarity. Even today in Mumbai, there was a meeting of the Congress party and they also came out and mentioned it very clearly that they are going to stand with Sharad Pawar the way they had taken a press conference even during when the problem in the Shiv Sena happened. So the course for the opposition is very difficult. The only option for the opposition parties, specifically the Shiv Sena, UBT, Sharad Pawar's NCP and the Congress, to stick together. If they try to dip into their own problems like the Congress, some of the people from the Congress were very jubilant the way NCP was going. That the breaking of NCP, they were looking out as an opportunity for them. That is going to spoil the opposition game. And that's what it looks like, that even Rahul Gandhi wanted to send a message to the state cadre that do not try these tactics at this point of time. This is a time that the opposition parties to stay united, and that's what the message they are trying to say.
Especially after we heard Prithviraj Chavan practically taking on Sharad Pawar for favouring his daughter over what possibly the insinuation was a better, more reliable and more capable prospect in Ajit Pawar. With that, appreciate both of you for joining us. Maushmi there, as well as Sahil Joshi. We're going to quickly shift focus to the developments that are coming in from Karnataka right now. Well, Karnataka's capital, Bengaluru, has been marred with infra crisis, but Speaker UT Khader has made a VIP appeal, asking the government to have the National Highways Authority of India to provide a separate VIP lane for smooth passage of lawmakers through toll gates. Many of us are stuck on those same very toll gates for hours at end. But this was mooted by the Speaker, saying that lawmakers, even the MLAs that have retired and no longer are MLAs, ex-MLAs, should get safe and clear passage through these toll gates.
India's Silicon Valley and Karnataka's capital, Bengaluru, is a crumbling mess. The IT city is plagued by traffic jams, frequent waterlogging, potholed roads. The list of woes is long and has been begging attention for years now. But Karnataka's politicians have bigger concerns to address, like how to get through a highway toll plaza in comfort. Assembly Speaker UT Khader on Thursday suggested that the National Highways Authority of India should create a VIP lane for MLAs and former MLAs.
Seniors ex-MLA told in the NHA guidelines policy, where they have got already emergency and representative lane is there. In that, MLAs and other names are specified. Ex-MLAs are not specified. We are also respected and dignified and and aged also. So for us also, you should consider the request.
Demand for a VIP lane for MLAs and former MLAs came after Congress MLA PM Narendra Swamy claimed harassment at a toll plaza.
Pass is issued. It is not for everyone. Pass is issued to the elected representatives only. When the treatment of those toll guys are like this, can you ask us to behave gently with them?
The Speaker's demand for a separate lane triggered sharp reactions. The BJP pointed out that a VIP lane for lawmakers already exists.
Already there is a VIP lane. Already there is a VIP line. Who should be allowed in that VIP line is important. Probably in this direction, the ambulance and the VIP line has been already created. So only thing is, who has to be included, has to be looked into it. Probably let us see what Honorable Speaker has been suggesting.
BJP MP Tejasvi Surya called the Congress elitist for seeking a VIP lane. Karnataka PWD minister has denied any plan to add more VIP lanes.
ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ನಾವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ನ ಕೇಳಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ ನೇಮಿಸ್ತೀವಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಸೇರಿಸಬೇಕು ಯಾವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ
The Karnataka Speaker's demand for separate lane for MLAs at toll plazas has reignited the debate on the VVIP racism that pervades the system. Pure Report, India Today.
All right, and the news that we are breaking is a U-turn by the Karnataka Speaker UT Khadar. He's tried to get into some damage control finally after suggesting a VVIP lane at toll plazas for MLAs. Khadar now says that he only articulated a suggestion made by ex-MLAs. Khadar's suggestion has come in for massive criticism, especially from the BJP and also from the regular citizenry that has called it entitlement, VVIP racism of sorts, where they want a separate lane for themselves.
Ex-MLAs, many of them, they were arrested. They said, please give us the pass also. And this is the issue is there. And seniors, ex-MLA told in the NHA guidelines policy, where they have got already emergency and representative lane is there. In that MLAs and other names are specified. Ex-MLAs are not specified. We are also respected and dignified and and aged also. So for us also, you should consider the request was the.
All right, I'm going to cut across right now to my colleague Naga, who's joining us with the very latest. You know, it's very interesting, Naga, if you look at it, because the Congress's entire campaign was built on the people, of what their demands were against the VVIP culture at an extent, and now completely the opposite playing out in the state.
Well, it's the speaker who made the comment sitting in the chair yesterday while addressing the House. He did an observation that why not a separate lane for MLAs and ministers, because one of the MLAs stood up in the House and said the toll operators are harsh to him and use abusive language to check the sticker that every MLA car has. It's not just Congress, Preeti, but many BJP MLAs too had the same opinion that yes, maybe we need a separate lane as well. But the government has come on record that they have no plans. The present ambulance and VVIP lane that is sufficient, and they don't have to construct a new one, is what the government has come on record and said that PWD minister has said that they have no such plans. And the speaker also has gone on record to say that it was just a suggestion that and he doesn't support this VVIP culture, neither has he asked the government to take a look at it. It was just an observation made, he said, while the toll operators are trying to harass the MLAs and VVIPs while passing through the lane, is what he said. So it is not just Congress versus BJP here in Karnataka. We spoke to all three parties. It is more of a mentality issue for the politicians and the attitude problem that they have. They have a sense of entitlement, both Congress and BJP and JDS here.
Well, appreciate you joining us, Nagarjun, and clearing it out. Not just the Congress, it's also the BJP MLAs all together. At least that's where political boundaries and ideologies blur when it comes down to entitlement. Well, at least the Congress government has now come out and said it's not happening. And the Speaker